This is our marketing team.
How's it going, guys?
Mark is
good.
marketing. This is Kirby.
What's up, guys?
This is Brandon, sales manager.
How's it going?
And Sage is working from home. Does all of our tech emails and stuff.
Nice.
So,
Nice,
cool.
nice.
So this side of the building is all stuff that doesn't amount to anything yet.
Component level stuff.
Yeah, these aisles here are all fittings and stuff like that for flow supply, hose ends, all that fun stuff. And that side over there is all your billet plates, nozzles, solenoids, and then up here, same stuff. So we just added the upstairs because we're out of floor space here.
Yeah.
So we're trying to go up. So they'll build all the bottles here. Here we build all the hoses. We can build everything from 3 AN to 20 AN hose.
Nice.
In-house. We can do the race light stuff all the way to Teflon nitrous hose. Then we have the way everything back here is done. It's all done by barcode. So whenever an order comes in, it'll go over here. He's on vacation, but it'll go to Mike. Mike will take and issue it to one of the guys to pick and build. They'll assemble it, but whenever they go down, they have to scan each thing, and that takes out the human error of not grabbing all the parts.
Absolutely.
Makes a huge difference because whenever we grew real fast, we battled that.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
Growing pains.
yes. Warehouse.
Busy man. Busy man.
He's got the biggest crew.
Yeah.
Receiving back here. This is Colt. Colt's our head machinist. Everything back here is manual work. Except for that's our laser cutter. So that's all the fuel cells we build. Water baths, solenoid brackets, switch panels, anything that's made out of aluminum or steel that's flat cut is cut here. Fuel cells. This is an ugly one that you had an issue with. You got a good one? This is a good one. Okay. So if you look at everything over a 5 gallon is going to be slosh baffled inside.
Nice.
So off the shelf, they'll come with ORB fittings. This one's got a sensor that goes in it, so we'll offer 5, 10, 15, and 20, all as universal pre-made cells. They'll be powder coated texture black. They don't have our logo laser etched on it.
You guys are making them all in-house?
Yeah, so we build them all out here as well. So
Meditation.
Yeah,
People start bothering you and pulls the curtain closed.
Yeah.
Right.
what size tank is that?
This, I think it's 10 gallon.
Okay. So this is something we haven't released to the public yet because we're trying to get the stock built up on it.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. I'm sure it'll be well received.
What's that?
I'm sure it'll be well received.
I think so. And then like all of our race light stuff is, our race light brackets like you have are built back here. So we do the rods, believe it or not, we do it on the old school turn blades. And so CNC shops, all of our plates and all that stuff, they're built right here in Waco, billet bottle brackets and stuff. It's actually built. So his dad and his uncle's own one CNC shop, and then we have another CNC shop here in town. They're literally like 10 minutes from here. They go to all of our stuff.
Nice.
good.
So everything that you guys sell then is basically manufactured in
Not
Waco?
everything. We try to.
The majority.
Yes,
The
but there's
majority.
just some
Yeah.
things you just
Yeah,
can't.
for sure,
So,
absolutely.
but
No,
with-
Waco isn't exactly the biggest town to have
Right.
every type of factory you need. But
It's frustrating because like we really try to make everything here in the States,
Yeah.
but there's some things you just can't help. Because if you go to Summit, so like we sell a lot on Summit, right? And so if you go to their pages, you'll see some things say made in the USA, made in the USA. Well, they send you a form and you can tell them to say made in the USA. Well, I feel like it's dishonest. Solenoids are a prime example. All of our solenoids are made in Connecticut, right?
Yeah.
But the coil is not. It's made in Mexico.
Yeah.
So is it really made in USA? Because it's put together. So I don't claim it.
Yeah.
Whenever in reality, we probably have more right to claim it than anybody, but
They go,
that's
they go
my
the,
beef, man.
They
That's
go
my
the route
beef.
of it's assembled. It's assembled in the USA.
Well,
yeah.
it's like switch panels. Obviously, we make it in-house, right? You're not going to find a place in the States that make a switch.
Yeah.
So is it made in the USA or is it half made in China?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, So it's very frustrating to me. So here's what's cool. Everybody here feeds this one chick. And so these are her shipping days, and she does all the order processing and all the packaging, and she's hiding from y'all.
Get the ball.
So,
Hey, how you doing?
so everybody here technically is feeding her, one person. She ships it all,
Dang.
and she does it without mistakes. So she's
She's doing a
awesome.
good job, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. My shipment came on time, so.
Yeah.
So here's like some of the water baths that are waiting for me to put together. You know, so water cut it, or laser cut it, and weld it out here. This is the new, so we're fishing to get full blown into trailer accessories. I don't know if you've seen the,
Yeah, that's
the
badass.
jack holder. So these are nitrous bottle racks. So the difference is whenever you look at regular bottle racks for a trailer, they take up a lot of floor space.
Long.
Well, I only had like a very small area in my trailer, which is where a lot of our stuff comes from, is I needed it. And so this way right here, like if you look right here, that's 6 bottles in that confined spot in the trailer. And trailer floor space is precious in a trailer. So
No doubt.
it's more expensive because there's so much going on here.
Yeah.
But it's a nice part. And so we offer it in raw, 8 bottle count, you know.
So that's
sets.
good.
So
That's real good.
here's that burn down tanks we're talking about. So these are finished assembly. They're just waiting for packaging and finished putting together. So these are the 1.5 gallons.
Real good.
So a lot of people don't know. Look at all this. So boost tubing for flow supply. I got every size. I don't have stainless yet. That's coming.
That's
So
all
we got
aluminum.
we got donuts. Yeah, this is all aluminum. We got donuts. All the way from half-inch pipe all the way up to 5-inch.
And the finish, I go all the way to 16, right? That's
Yeah. No, we go all the way to 20.
20?
Yeah. And so we got we have billet clamps, stainless clamps, aluminum clamps.
Yeah.
You know, so
Heck yeah.
good wide range of everything.
Yeah, for sure.
That's our new adventure with Flow Supply.
No, I think it's actually working out for y'all a lot, honestly.
Like right now with Flow Supply, I'm concentrating on like I want to get some hose made that's more flexible. So I'm working on that right now. Man, like CO2 regulators, we released them at PRI and I never went through ordering them. Over here, Roger's in charge of wiring. Honestly, Roger's my right hand man. He's down for whatever I want to do. If we're going to tear down silos or do race car stuff or
man.
whatever, but yeah. So right now he's developing a plug-and-play ProMax harness. And so Roger, show it to us. It's right here. So this is a prototype. Right now we're creating. To create a product, there's a lot of backside. You got to create the part number. We use a system called Basecamp, and it goes through all the steps. You got to do the diagram and the wiring schematic and build the jig board, and and then you got to go through all the marketing aspects to get it out. So right now this is in the preliminary stage. The Basecamp's created, and he's deciding for sure what components he wants to use, what the links need to be, and how it's going to go. So, what? Tell us
So
about
we're
this.
really working to be something universal. We're looking for a streetcar. So what we did versus in the past, we incorporated all our PDA systems, the power distribution assembly, into one unit, and we wired it. Everything that we offer through Nitrous Outlet, we have bottle openers, we have heaters, we have dedicated systems and all that stuff. So when you buy this unit, it will be capable of running all of it. The main thing that we're trying to do is that when we send it to a customer, is that they plug it in. You're only going to have to make one penetration, and that's probably no bigger than an inch to an inch and a quarter through the firewall, and that's it. When you get it, you'll basically, whatever switch panel you use, whether you're using a vehicle specific or you're using one of our universals or something of that nature, this is going to plug in this PDA. It's going to stretch back inside, and it's going to plug directly into the back of your switch panel. It's all of it is labeled, heat shrunk, protected, and then you have your power wire. It's actually going to go over. That's one connection you'll have to make to your ProMax. Yeah. So everything that we're doing is trying to make this thing where somebody can install it within an hour or two.
Yeah. The good thing about this is too, with all the new wiring stuff that we're using, everything is going to be on a shivet ground as far as the sensors and stuff too. So those will be pre-made.
That was a big thing. So most of the problems with the Pro Mats is nobody reads the instructions, even though we got like super badass instructions. And they won't. So the first thing they call and say, my Pro Mats is shutting off going down the track or acting crazy. And the first thing you ask them, is the ground ran straight to the battery? I'm like, just go look. Well, it's on a ground bus. Well, there's your problem. You know, and so it's like run it to so and the sensor, you know how you have like that, it looks like just a wasted wire that's in there. Well, it's a ground wire to take out noise. It's a shielding wire, right? So the harness is wired where that's already all pre-done, where we don't have to even worry about them doing that. So it just simplifies it.
Thought about everything.
Yes, because you take into consideration what's your most phone calls. You know, well, your most phone calls are always electronics. And
Yeah, the simpler you make it for the guy, the happier he's going to be with the product because he doesn't have to know as much about it. He can just get it out there and start using it.
they're not going to read instructions.
Yeah, no one reads instructions like that.
Dude, we spend like months. If you ever look at the Pro Mats instructions, I mean, they are very detailed, nice pictures, but I'm the same way. I mean, I put my daughter's swing set together and realized that after a half a day's work that I put the first piece together wrong, I had to rip it all apart and put it back together.
Yeah.
And that's the way we operate. Oh, some don't work. Now let me look at the instructions.
They're always like, you know what, next time I'm going to look at the instructions first.
Yeah, but we're not
He
going
never
to.
did. He
No.
never did.
So we're like, we can figure this out.
Hell yeah, man.
Awesome. Nice work.
So I'll show you.
Good to see you again, bud.
How you doing? What's up, man?
So this room right here is kind of where everything starts. So from the product design, so Cliff does everything from instructions to product drawing to programming to the machines, finding stuff, whether it's the correct holes, or, you know, whatever aspects we need to move forward. DH, y'all met back there, he's welding. DH is newer in this department because we moved him over here to help Cliff. If we're bringing cars in for instructions, they'll do that. Brad does all the intake plumbing and flow bridge. So like right now, this is an old intake. It's been out being used. It was actually on Jeff Pearson's car, which is a Pro Nitrous car. It was on his car for the last 6 or 7 years, so it's beat down and it's time for some love. So it's in here to get some love and get some more flow out of it. So basically we ripped it apart and Jeff sold that motor and went to a blower, like a root style blower, and Rear Morrison, one of their customers, bought that motor, and so they went out and they want to increase the amount of nitrous going through it. So that's what we normally don't work on used stuff, but in this case, you know, every now and then we will. But that ain't taking a lot of
What is this one for? The third.
So it's got 5 kits on this one, and so this is going to a single cylinder with a nylon. So this kit right here will max flow like a 33 jet, which is a little over 300 horsepower.
So it has 2 nitrous feeds, 1 fuel feed.
No, they just put different colors on there so they don't mix up their jets.
Oh, okay.
So this intake
Dry
is,
system.
I mean, it's got mix-match nozzles, and you know those guys are running around if something snaps.
Yeah.
They just got to find where they got to put it in. So brought it back and said, hey, get all the right nozzles back in it and go through it. But yeah, they did this so that they probably wouldn't mix. So they'll call it like on their tune-up sheets, you know, the red being has etched jet in it.
Yeah, okay, I gotcha. Makes
So
sense.
it didn't leave here that way. That's throughout being used. That's what they did for their program. So
It's still down in 2017, so it's been through the ringer.
It's pretty well.
yeah, it's been religiously raised.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
So these are intakes that are finished. I'm delivering these to Mark McCloskey next week, or actually this week. So this is all cut. We just start with head stock, solid head stock, and we machine it and drill it. So this is a direct port with this guy races Ultra, and your goal is to increase as much volume of nitrous through the system on its given jet. And so this is something we did for a direct port setup to flow more than a traditional direct port. And he's got 2 motors, so everything's got a match. You know,
So how much horsepower is that system capable of?
that system will well flow. So like they have a solenoid restriction, so we have a bunch of work done to this solenoid to try to get the flow more, but it's a 125 horsepower solenoid. This kit, like if you were to say what's max flow, it's like 8. This is one we finished, and this is a 6-stage driver. So it's done and ready to be kicked out. So they'll come over here. So after we get them on, we run everything for the flow tune-ups. Or if we're designing a product, we need to know how to flow like. So like, I don't know if you remember, I told y'all I still got to do the tune-ups on y'all's plate system. So we'll come over here, and then we'll start at 50 horsepower, 100. We're finding those, so we'll start with the nitrous. What we do is we have a Holley dominator on the backside. These are all sensors here. And we got a load cell here, and we got flow unit. And so we measure the amount of nitrous traveling through the system. So we're looking for a true 50 horsepower. We play with the jets until we get there. We come up with those settings. Then we come in and we flow the fuel side. What's crazy about the fuel side is we do such a wide range. So we go to 5 PSI, 7 PSI, 10 PSI, 45 PSI, 55 PSI. So if we have 50 horsepower to 500 horsepower, there's 4 days of tune-ups. You know, just put it together. So when we design a jetpack, that's the reason our tune-ups are so close. So back in the day, everything was done, as far as I know, we're the only nitrous company that does it this way because it's so labor intensive. But once you start building that network of knowledge, it helps you get to those places faster. But the way that all the nitrous companies, including us earlier on, is use online jet chart. It's a number generator, but it's based off of orifice sizes. The problem is it can't take into consideration if you have a 90-degree fitting coming out the solenoid, if the solenoid's one side or other. It's just it's dumb, you know. But it'll tell you this jet should be this, and that's the reason you would take those tune-ups and put them in there, and they'd be so far out in left field. Yeah. But on the net system, it might be okay. All those things dictate what it flows. So that's the reason our jet tune-ups are so close. And if you go to our, on our website, you look at the flow data, like look at our stinger plates, we give that flow data away for free. Well, that's also why it's so important that QC is on top of things. So like stingers are a prime example. The fittings that are used in that kit are a specialty ID. It's not an off-the-shelf fitting. So when we have that fitting made and it comes in to go on the shelf, it has to be pinch matched. Because if we mix it up, all those tune-up sheets are you know, and it has happened. You know, we have had issues where we didn't catch a fitting and the customer called us like, it can't be flowing like it should. Yeah.
I go back and look.
So it's really important. Yes, that happens. And we try to, a lot of people don't realize how important that is, but that's the reason why we're able to give that flow data away for free and know that it's going to be like really, because every motor is going to want something different. But if we can give them best scenario, they're going to be more successful with their platform and start going out in the field. And so it makes a huge difference. And then like if you look at a lot of our dry stuff, we started giving them pounds per hour numbers. So let me back up a minute. We started doing a dry sheet. We've always given pounds per hour numbers. And what's awesome about pounds per hour numbers, so let's say like it's 100 shot, right? But it only flowed 75 horsepower. And if you pull it out too much time, your car's going to be low. But if it flowed up 200, and we told you 100, and you didn't pull out enough, you're going to burn it up. So pounds per hour is your only true number to know what to remove timing-wise, so that you're on cue on timing. But it also, if you're running a dry setup, it uses the divider. So we started buying those dry sheets too. Usually a lot of people don't like getting that. So we just put that on fuel. So it just kind of helps. And it's all, nothing's wrong with it. So this is R&D. So this is like, these are all solenoids. They're making Connecticut by people ball force. We had them start doing aluminum-based solenoids for us a long time ago. We're the only company they build aluminum-based solenoids for. So when they come in, you know, they're just aluminum. So we actually laser mark them all here. They're very laser intensive, yeah. but you end up with a nice crisp product. So anything that's laser marked, we laser mark. So we got jigs. These are solenoid jigs here. All the switch panels, you got switch panel jigs that go in there. So all that.
That's pretty cool.
Remember we designed a plate, something like an EFI plate or something like that. It starts off with printed in plastic. And so like this, a 3D printer. PH loves 3D print stuff, so it's just 3D printer back there. So they'll design it, we'll print it, and be like, it don't fit right, or if it's good. And so we used to do a one-off CNC part. It'd be like $900 to do a one-off CNC plate, and then be like, we missed that. So now you print it for $2. You know, and it's like, man, it made designing products so much.
Amazing power of technology, right?
Yes. So even this, you know, this big stuff, it's just like, especially like a plate like this, it costs so much to do in one piece. So if you can take and streamline everything and do it that way, it helps.
Yeah, now you can make 50 different variations for like $12 worth of cost.
Have you seen so now they got the liquid printer, metal printer, where they're actually printing metal parts,
Well,
That's a game
in
changer.
Georgetown, they 3D printed a bunch of houses. There's like a neighborhood that they 3D printed out of cement.
I've seen
The
those too.
houses are
Yes.
3D printed. It's crazy looking.
I think it's awesome. Like if you could get into printing aluminum plates instead, I don't know if it's possible, but if you could get into doing that instead of going through the CNC version of it, it'd be so much cheaper. If it would hold up, I don't know. I'm not gonna be the guy that finds out. So this is R&D, and this is where it starts and kind of where it ends. You know, it has to live all through here.
That's a very impressive facility, man, for sure.
It's always nice to go in and check it out.